Want to talk about something that doesn't get a lot of play these days. That is grief and loss during a pandemic. A lot of people have been going through this, but with so many restrictions, funerals, of course, are limited. Gatherings to honor loved ones are as well. And so the question is, how do you grieve in these times? Dr. Brad Schwall, the president and CEO of the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology, is joining us to talk more about this. Thanks for being with us today. I think that this has definitely impacted a lot of people.
For sure. So loss is always difficult, but when we don't have the opportunity for the rituals, the gatherings that we're used to, we're unable to grieve in the way that will help us to heal. So we're accepting the loss and having to adjust, but isolation is really difficult for grief.
Dr. Schwall, I want to ask this too, because there's sort of a double whammy that's set up here, especially if you have a loved one who didn't suddenly die. They've been going through an illness of some sort, perhaps COVID, maybe something else. And in a lot of cases right now, it's tough for families in the beginning too, because they're not able necessarily to be there in the hospital like maybe they would have been in the past because of visitation restrictions. And then on top of that, to have the loss, it just seems like that just compounds the grief that someone's feeling, and then on top of that, to not be able to have the traditional funeral.
Absolutely, because often when a loved one is ill and even in the process of dying, those interactions can help us in that grieving process. We know many who may have lost a loved one before the pandemic began, and again, that isolation keeps them from getting the support that they need. So there are some keys to healing. First, we do have to accept the pain and adjust, but we do want to expect to heal. And how we heal definitely does look different. So all the way from not being able to visit an ill loved one to that loss. But there is hope. There are ways that we can grieve.
Mm-hmm. So with the inability to get the closure that people normally would be getting, it seems like that can be something that can turn into long-term stress or possibly even depression. How does someone know if they have turned the corner from just standard grief to something where they really need to reach out and get some help?
Right. So when someone really becomes detached and they're not able to function daily and do what they need to do in their daily routine, they shut down. That's when we definitely need to worry. When the grief is long lasting. So it's natural to long for our loved one, to miss them at certain anniversaries and holidays. But when we're not able to enjoy things that we normally enjoy, and when we shut down, that's when we need to be concerned. If someone has dealt with depression before dealing with grief, we need to be aware that that might be an extra concern to watch for. But if we talk, we reach out, when we think about our loved one, we even write down our memories and our positive memories. When we also look to developing good habits, to be well and to be healthy, to get good sleep, that definitely can help us. So expect healing, reach out for therapy if needed. You deserve to feel healthy and happy, even in dealing with loss.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be afraid to talk about it or to reach out for help. Again, Dr. Brad Schwall, President and CEO of the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology. Thanks for being with us today. Really hope that helps a lot of people who've been going through this.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, actress